today's lesson is percentages in the real world. So first of all, what is a percentage? A percentage is a number or a ratio expressed as a fraction of 100. It represents part of a whole. Have you guys seen percentages before anywhere? Yeah? Does anyone want to say where?
On a test.
On a test? Oh wow, so you must already know a little bit about them. How about you, Shri?
I've seen them, like, it says 40% off at a sale.
Right, totally. Yeah, awesome. Those are both great examples. So if you have seen percentages on a test, you might know some of this already, but a percentage can be converted into a decimal, a fraction, or a ratio. So 10% is a fraction of 100. It's 10 out of 100, which if you simplify that, you get 1/10. And then as a ratio, that's 1 to 10. Just like fractions, percentages are used to describe part of a whole, and they're denoted with the percent sign right here. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, if you have questions, you can raise your hand like this. You can use the raise hand button, or you can just unmute yourself. Hello, welcome. You are Christy, right? Yes? Okay, Christy, let me just real quick take attendance. Oh, okay. All right. How we calculate percentages. The first thing we do is we determine the total, or the whole amount. Then you divide the given value by the total amount, or the part, and then you multiply by 100. So the given value is part of your whole. You take your part and you divide by your whole, and then you multiply by 100, and that's your percentage. This will probably make more sense once you see it with some actual numbers, but does anyone have questions right now?
What does divide the given... Sorry.
No worries.
What does divide the given value over the total amount?
Yeah, good question. So it's kind of confusing when you haven't seen a problem, but let's say, for example, I said 25 is what percent of 100? 100 is the total, and 25 is the given value. So you do 25 over 100. You get 25%, or you get 0.25, and then you multiply that by 100, and you get 25%. So here's a good example. If there are 50 apples and John eats 25 apples, what percentage of the apples does John eat? Take a stab at answering this?
I think it's 50%.
Great. Do you want to explain how you got there?
I know that 25 is half of 50 and 50 is half of 100.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, yeah. So 25 divided by 50 is 0.5, which is 1/2, just like you said. And then you multiply that by 100, you get 50%. Awesome. All right, we're going to do our first activity now. It is called Shop Till You Drop. Your objective is students will purchase imaginary items from a virtual grocery store, apply discounts to purchase items on sale, and solve to spend below your price limit to learn how to apply percentages in the real world. Okay, so some problem-solving steps for solving problems with percentages. First thing you want to do is find the percentage. And then you want to convert the percentage to your decimal form by dividing by 100. So if you take a decimal and you multiply by 100, that gives you the percent. If you take a percent and you divide by 100, that gives you a decimal. And then if you multiply your decimal by the total, you can find the part. So I know this might be a little confusing, but it'll make more sense when we see an actual example. Okay, like this one. If there are 50 apples and John eats 10% of them, how many apples does John eat? Does anyone want to try to answer that? I can show you the problem-solving steps again. Find the percentage, divide by 100. You can use a calculator if you have one. Yeah, Shri?
Is it 5?
So first step is you divide by 100, 10% is 0.1. Then you're going to multiply that by 50 and get 5 apples. Awesome job. Is that what you did, or did you solve it a different way?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Awesome. Okay, great. It seems like we're getting this. Any questions? Okay. So another definition. Shri, you mentioned earlier the sales that you see 40% off, 50% off. So what 50% off means is you take 50% of your price, of your whole price, and you subtract it from the price. If it was 40% off, you would take 40% of your price and then take that away from your price to get your new price. For example, if apples cost $5 and John has a coupon for 50% off, how much does John spend on the apples? Any volunteers? Tree?
$2.50.
Awesome, that's right. Does anyone else want to try to explain how you get $2.50? Okay, I will show you. So 50% of 5 is 2.5. Oh yeah, go ahead.
So if you do $5 times 50, you get 250 cents, which is also $2.50.
Awesome, yeah. So you can divide by 100 at the end too. So instead of dividing, so if you divide 50 by 100, you get 0.5. And then you multiply that by 5, you get 2.5. But you can also multiply 50 by 5 and then divide that answer by 100, just like Brittany said. And then 2.5, if you subtract it from 5, you get $2.50 is the new price of the apples. Good job, guys. All right. So for this activity, you will need a pencil, 2 pieces of scratch paper, an eraser, and a calculator. So once you have all these things, just let me know with a thumbs up or some sort of signal to let me know you have everything.
This is scratch paper again.
Scratch paper just means a piece of paper. Can be lined or unlined, anything. Awesome, Brittany. Thank you. When you get back, turn on your videos, please. Thank you, Jasmine. If you could turn on your video when you get a chance, that would be awesome. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and move to the next step. It looks like everyone's back. I think Shri should be back soon. Okay, there's Shri. Awesome. Our scenario is, imagine a giant hurricane is coming toward us, and you have to buy as many items as you can with the amount of money that you have. Okay, the rules: you have $100 to spend, and you have to try to buy everything, all of the items you need within this budget. You can apply discounts on items to lower their price, but each discount can only be used once. So what that means is, let's say you have a 50% off coupon, and you want to buy carrots. You buy carrots, and you use the 50% off coupon to take 50% of the price away. You can't then use that 50% if you want to buy like chips. You can only use that discount once. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Awesome. Step 1, on your piece of paper, I want you to set up the chart that's on the next slide, and then your second piece of paper will be used for your calculations later. All right, so just set up that chart on one of your pieces of paper. And let me know when you've got that done.
Can we draw the whole thing?
Yeah, draw the whole thing. Good question. I'll give you a couple minutes to get that done. Don't worry about it being perfect. You just need space to write numbers in. Thank you. Getting close. I'll give you about 1 more minute to draw this chart. Oops. Are we ready to see the next step? Okay, thank you, Christy and Jasmine. I'll just wait like a few more seconds so you all can finish up. Thanks, Brittany, sorry. Seconds. Draw out everything you can. Okay, I'm gonna go on to the next step and then I'll come back to this chart later if you still need it. Okay? All right. So step 2 is you're going to decide the types and the numbers of items you want to purchase and write it in the chart as you go. Then you're going to add up all your grocery items to get your total price. And remember, you only have $100, so you can't go over 100. Next, you're going to apply discounts and coupons to make sure that your final price is below $100 and finish filling in the chart. So here's everything you have. If you want to buy, let's say you want to buy a bunch of bottles of water. Okay, if you want to buy 10 bottles of water, then you would take 0.25 and multiply by 10 to get the total price of your water bottle. And then if you want to use a 45% off coupon on your water, you can use it on all of the water bottles. You don't have to use it only on one water bottle, but if you use it on all your water bottles, you can't use it again on another item. Does that make sense? Any questions? Okay, does anyone need to see the chart again? No? Okay, so go ahead. You're going to have about 10 minutes. Try to buy as many items as you can and try to spend all your money, but not go over your money. If you can't finish, that's totally fine. Just try to get everything that you would need if a hurricane was coming, okay? Christy, do you have a question?
Where do you write it on?
Okay, so let me show you the chart again. So you're going to write your grocery item, like let's say I was buying water again. I would write water right here, and then price per item is $0.25, and then number of items, however many you want, and then total cost is 0.25 times however many water bottles you're buying, and then you apply your discount, and you find your total cost with your discount, and then you're going to add up all, like let's say you have 10 water bottles and 2 blueberries, then you would have 12 total items here, and then you would add up the total costs here, and then add up the total cost with discount here once you filled out everything. Okay, good question. So I'm going to set a timer. If you need help with anything, with applying the discounts, just let me know, and we will have about 10 minutes to do this. Sorry, we don't have time for a full 15, so we'll just do 10. Okay, Brittany?
So you multiply the price per item by the number of items?
Right, yeah. That's how you find your total cost for that one item.
Total cost. Then how do you do the discount?
Okay, good question. So you're gonna take your total price for all the items, or for all of one item, for all your water, and then you're gonna multiply by the percent over 100. So if it's 35%, you do 35 over 100, 0.35, and you multiply by that, and then you subtract that number from your total price. So I'm gonna give you an example because it's a little hard to explain without numbers. Let's say I'm buying jam for $5.75 and I want to buy 5 of them. I would multiply $5.75, get my calculator. 5.75 times 5 is $28.75. And then if I wanted to use a 40% off, I would multiply that by 0.4 and I get 11.5. And then I would subtract 28.75 minus 11.5, and that's my 40% off price.
So where did you get the 0.4?
Yeah, so when you take your percentage, you have to take your percentage and divide by 100, and then you get your decimal, and that's what you multiply by. Yeah.
I have another question.
Uh-huh.
So, can you use more than one discount on one item?
No, good question. You can only use one discount per item.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many items can you get? Because there's only 4 boxes.
You can make 4 boxes if you want, if you have more money. There's no limit on number of items, but you only have $100. Yeah. Okay. Christy, do you have a question?
Never mind.
Okay. Brittany, do you have another question, or your hand's still up?
Question.
Uh-huh.
So I'm sorry, could you repeat the discount? So do you divide it by the total cost?
So you divide your percentage by 100, and then you multiply that times your total cost, and then you subtract. I know it's kind of a lot of steps, but here maybe I can. Okay, never mind. I was trying to find. Oops. So do you want me to go through the process one more time?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No worries. It's confusing. Don't worry about it. So let's do another example. Let's say I'm buying milk. I'm buying 6 things of milk, 6 cartons of milk for $6. So I do 6. I have my calculator here. 6 times 6 gives me 36. I'm sure you knew that already. And then let's say I'm using a 20% off coupon. I do 20 divided by 100. That gives me 0.2. And then I multiply 0.2 times 36. That gives me 7.2. And then I do 36 minus 7.2 for 28.8. And that's my discounted price. So multiply, divide, multiply, subtract.
So for the last step, you use the number of items that you buy, and then you subtract it by the discount.
For the last step, you do your number of items times your price, and then you subtract the discount from that.
Okay.
Yeah, price per item. Number of items times price per item. Good questions. I'm going to give us a little bit more time. All right, so we're gonna take about 9 minutes for this. Get us as many groceries as you can. Oopsie, sorry about this. There we go. So buy as many items as you can. Okay, we got about maybe 7 more minutes. Buy as much stuff as you can. Take a look at the timer. Oops. Oh, why is it so hard to switch tabs? There we go. 5 more minutes to get as many items as you can to survive the imaginary hurricane. Four more minutes. Cut down the time a little bit. We're gonna take about 2 more minutes to get as much as you can. If you don't finish, that is fine. Just get as far as you can. groceries? Okay, 4, 3, 2, done. All right, let's hear him. What did you guys buy? Let me hear everything you bought and how much you spent. Does anyone wanna? Okay, Brittany, go ahead.
I bought water, carrots, and onion, and I spent $35.50.
Nice. How many of each thing did you buy, and then what discounts did you use?
Oh, sorry, I didn't complete that.
You didn't write it down?
Oh, wait, so I'm not sure if I did it correctly, but for water, the price per item is $0.25, and the number of items is 10, and the total cost is $2.50, and the total cost with the discount is $5.50.
Awesome. Okay. Was that a 40% off, I think?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, that's great. So you got water, carrots, and onion, right?
I didn't finish the onion though.
That's okay. Yeah, no, it was not a lot of time. Don't worry about it. All right, who wants to share next? Can I hear everyone else's grocery lists? Let's get Christy or Shri or Jasmine. Can I hear your grocery list? It's okay if it's not finished. Don't worry about it. I know you didn't have enough time to finish.
Okay, so I bought potato, water, tuna, and carrot. I wrote the price down, but I didn't put the number and the cost yet.
Okay, that's fine. That's totally great. Potato, water, tuna, and carrots. Yeah. Those are very practical items. You can make a good meal. I like that everyone's buying water. I did that too. It's pretty important. Okay, if you guys want to share your grocery list during the break, I would love to hear them, but we're a little short on time, so we're going to move to this. Did you guys notice any trends with the discounts and the coupons? What about, okay, as you got a higher percentage off, like as you moved from 10% to 20%, what happened to your final price? Did your final price get higher or lower? As you moved from a higher discount, your final price should be getting lower. So the thing that you're subtracting does get higher, but you subtract it and then it gets lower. So if you apply a 10% discount, your final price will be higher than if you apply a 20% discount. It's a little hard to remember, but I think you guys will get there. Now we're going to do another activity. This one is called Percentage Word Scramble. Okay, your objective here is I was having a little bit of computer trouble. Students will solve word problems involving percentages to connect answers with specific letters to unscramble a word. So your question formats. In the first activity, we really only used one type of percentage. In this one, there are a lot of different types of formats. So, for example, what is something percent of something? I'm sure you guys can figure that one out because we were doing it in the first activity. And then X is what percent of Y? That's a little harder to answer, but we will get there. What number is blank percent of blank? And then word problems. So has anyone seen these types of questions before or solved these types of questions before? You've seen them before, Shri? No? Okay, well that's okay. We'll learn about them today. So example 1. What is 35% of 250? Does anyone want to try to solve this? Anyone have any ideas? This is going to be a new method. So this method only works for percentages that are divisible by 5. So first you figure out how many groups of 10 and 5 are there. So you have 10% plus 10% plus 10% plus 5%. Makes 35%. And then you're going to find 10% of 250. So to find 10% of something, you're just going to move the decimal point over 1. So you get 25. And then you're going to find 5% of 250. So 5% is half of 10%. So you can just take 10% and divide by 2, and you get 12.5. And then you're going to add them all together. So you have 3 10%, so 25 plus 25 is 25. And then 1 5%, 12.5, you get 87.5. 87.5 is the 35% of 250. So does everyone understand that? Do we have any questions about this? Yeah, Brittany?
You just divide 35 by 100 and multiply 250.
Yeah, you totally can. Yeah, that's great. That's another method. If you don't have a calculator, this method is a little easier, but it does have its limits because it only works for percentages that are divisible by 5. But you can just divide 35 by 100 and multiply by 250. So just like Brittany just said, on the calculator, you can just divide a percentage by 100 and then move the decimal 2 places to the left. So that's the same thing. Divide by 100 with decimal 2 places to the left, and then multiply that by the given number. Multiply your decimal that you just found by your given number. So for that one, you would do 35 divided by 100, 0.35, and then multiply by 250. So an example of that is if you have 37% of 365, you would divide your percentage by 100, or move the decimal 2 places to the left, 0.37, and then multiply 365 by 0.37, and 135 is 37% of 365. 135.05, sorry. Okay, example 3. What is 25 is what percent of 100? This one is a little trickier. So for this one, you have to remember that part over whole equals percent. So if you have 25 and you have 200, what's the part and what's the whole? Anyone want to answer that? So the whole is typically, like pretty much always for now, is going to be the bigger number. So 200 is bigger than 25, of course. So you put 25 divided by 200, 0.125. And then you're going to take that decimal and multiply by 100 to get 12.5%. So 25 is 12.5% of 200. Any questions about this? Okay. So what number is 30% of 90? This one, you can solve it in the same way we did the what is blank percent of blank form. So you can say that since 30 is divisible by 5, you can say there's 3 10% in 30. And then you find 10% of 90, which is 9. Move the decimal 1 place to the left. And then you multiply that by 3, or add 9 plus 9 plus 9 is 27. So 30% of 90 is 27. Does everyone understand this method? If you have any questions, let me know. Okay. Another way to solve it is, like Brittany said, divide 30 by 100, you get 0.3, and then multiply 90 times 0.3, and you get 27. Notice that both methods give us the same answer. So you can use whichever method is more comfortable to you. If either one of them makes more sense to you or seems faster, remember that method so you can use it for the activity. Also, the method where you take the multiples of 5 or 10 has its limits because it only works if it's divisible by 5. But it is great if you don't have a calculator with you. Okay, so now we're going to work on some word problems. If 25% of Diana's donuts is 10, how many donuts does Diana have in total? So these are pretty similar to the ones we did before. They just have more words in them that you might get tripped up. So the first step is determine how many times the percentage goes into the whole amount. So in this case, 25 goes into 100 how many times? How many 25s are in 100? You can just hold it up on your fingers. Awesome, 4. There's 4 25s in 100. And then you multiply that number by the number you found in step 1 by the given number of items, which is 10 in this case. This should be donuts, not apples. So this is the same question, but with apples. If 25% of John's apples is 10, how many apples does he have in total? 25 goes into 100 4 times, and then you multiply 4 by 10 and you get 40. He has 40 apples in total. All right, any questions? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start our activity. We probably won't be able to finish this activity, and I'm sorry about that, but just get as far as you can. There's no rush, there's no need, don't feel pressure to finish. Okay, so step 1, using your new knowledge, we're gonna solve some math problems. Step 2, you're gonna check the key to see what letter your answer corresponds to. Don't worry, this will make more sense once you see the problems. And then you're gonna fill in the blanks and reveal a hidden word. Once you've found your secret word, send it to me in a private message so I can tell you if you're right. Okay, so here are your problems. Let me just explain how this works. Let's say for number 1, 35% of 100, let's say you found the answer 24. That may or may not be the right answer, but let's just pretend. So for number 1, you got 24. 24 is F. So then you would put F in the number 1 spot here. The number of the problems corresponds to the place in the word, and then the number of the answer corresponds to a letter. Does that make sense?
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's a little confusing. So let's say for number 2, 6% is what 6 is what percent of 600? Let's say the answer is 40. Okay, so you got 40. 40, if you look here at the key, 40 equals R. So you would take R and put it in the number 2 spot right here. Oops. No, put it in the number 2 spot right here. And then once you have all your answers, it should spell out a word. But again, we're probably not going to be able to finish today. So just I'm going to give you maybe 3 minutes. I know, so short. Try to solve a couple of problems. So go ahead and use your calculator. Start from number 1, start from number 8, start from number 4. Doesn't matter. Do whatever feels comfortable to you. If you have any questions, go ahead and unmute. I'm going to set a timer here for just 2 minutes. I'm sorry about the time, guys. I will try to. But you can solve this at home. You can take a screenshot of this and solve them at home if you want to. It's pretty fun. Okay, I started the timer. You have 3 minutes. You won't be able to finish. Just want to make that clear. So don't feel pressured. Don't feel bad if you don't finish. It's not enough time. Just do as much as you can. Okay, make sure you try to double check your work and make sure you typed everything into your calculator correctly because all of the answers should be in the chart. So just try to double check. What number is it? I'll make sure. What number question?
Sorry, I think I got it correct. Oh, okay. So,
You figured it out?
yeah, I thought we're supposed to combine like one-digit numbers together.
Oh, okay. Well, we're out of time. I'm sorry, folks. The secret word, I'm going to give you the secret word so that if you try to do it at home, you can just take a screenshot of this if you want to do it at home. The secret word is butterfly. So when you answer all these questions, you should get the word butterfly. Okay, so were there any of the formats that were particularly challenging for you? Or if not, why not? Were there any methods that worked especially well for you that you liked?
I like six, for example, for the second one, you can do like the number divided by like the whole number and times. For example, 6 divided by 100 times 600. I like that kind.
I think you mean 6 divided by 600 times 100, but yeah, that's awesome. That's correct. That's awesome. I like that method too because it makes a lot of sense to me. Can I get a raise hand if anyone used the method where you add up different 10% and 5%? Did anyone use that method? Yeah, that method it's good, but when you have a calculator, just dividing and multiplying is quicker. But if you want to use that method when you don't have a calculator, it's a good one to know.